So I had no idea how popular the Tamiya Wild One really is. I put up a few posts on TikTok and Instagram and they got a ton of views. In fact, the one on TikTok, the unboxing, it got over 131,000 views. That's kind of crazy. And side note, if you're on TikTok, go over there and follow us. But I'm really excited to have one here on the workbench to check out. I actually had a chance to own one back in 1985. My family and I went on a vacation, Seaside Heights, New Jersey, and we played a game there on the boardwalk where I won a chance to win this thing. And there was another option, the Kyosho Cox Turbo Scorpion, and we chose that one instead. And deep down, I always still wanted a Wild One. And I have one here now, so let's check out this Buggy. And this is a full build-up kit. It does have the Blockhead Motors graphics package on here, which is a design company that works with a lot of brands out there and is into RC as well. And they've created the package that you see here as far as the decals and layout of everything. And the body actually comes painted from the factory as well, which is really, really cool. But let's start off in the front here. We've got the classic swing arms, or trailing arms, I should say. They're mounted to a large steel pin in the front and just swing like they should. And they've got oil dampers here and aluminum shock towers to secure the dampers to the chassis. Now there's one thing where I kind of wish they went and fixed a couple things, I guess, and one of them is the lower spring perch, which is aluminum, really cool, but you know, the spring just kind of slides around on there, and my mind just kind of tweaks a little bit and says, you know, why couldn't they just fix that one little thing right there? But nonetheless, the shock does feel really good. They do give you the oils and everything that you need for filling them up. Single O-ring on the inside, but really nice looking shock, especially since it's a replication of what it originally was. The rear suspension has the trailing arm as well, and they've gone ahead here and basically satin chromed a lot of the parts, so they look like real die cast parts, actually, you know, cast aluminum parts, but they are in fact plastic and just coated, and being they're perfectly done. That's what Tamiya does with anything that they have plated at their factory. You know, the transmission's done up, the wheels, I mean, everything looks really good, even down to the Nerf bars on the side. But you know, this trailing arm, it's hinged on a steel pin. It does have plates on the ends as well, metal plates on the ends as well to help capture them in. And I keep tapping this lower battery plate down here. We'll get to that in a minute. So that's what the tapping noise is you hear each time. But the rear also has aluminum shocks, really short spring on there. Just a really neat setup overall. It's just kind of fun to bounce this thing around on the workbench. The chassis here is the molded plastic tub, like we've seen before. A lot of space on the inside. Now that we have modern electronics in there, in the past we would have a 4AA battery pack to power the receiver. Under this little casing out back here, we'd have a mechanical speed controller. There's still the mounts for the resistor for the mechanical speed controller. You guys should see the holes in the bottom of the chassis where you know, you would put screws through to hold the servo for the speed controller on the inside and everything. So, you know, we still got everything that we've seen in the past, and luckily we don't have to deal with the mechanical speed controllers anymore. But let's see here, I'm kind of bouncing around. It's just a fun vehicle, so I'm going to do that. I'm really just enjoying this thing. The chassis, again, has plenty of room to mount your electronics. The servo just goes right up front, has a servo saver on it, and it's a direct link steering out to the little steering knuckles at the end of the swing arms. The other thing I wish is they gave you longer tie rods for that, because the ball ends only go on a few threads before they're set in the position they need to be in for zero toe. So that would have been nice if they were a little longer, so there's more threads in those ball ends. You know, if you kind of get a little rough with this thing, it might pull that ball end out. We'll see how it goes. Let's see, the battery mounts through the bottom here. So we've got this fiberglass plate on the bottom, single body clip, actually with a little brace plate as well. So you just pop this off, stick your battery on the inside, and you know, it just kind of chills out there on the bottom. Let's get to the transmission now. I love the plating on this. It just looks absolutely killer. Really simple setup. Gear differential with idler gear, and then right to your pinion gear. There are steel dog bones, steel outdrive, steel axles to the wheels. No bearings, of course. You know, again, we're used to that with most Tamiya kits, and Team Fast Daddy bearings. They have some great kits at a really inexpensive price. Of course, you get them from Tamiya as well. There is adapters at the end of the wheels, the hub adapters to adapt to the wheels. And let me talk about these tires. I love the rib tires up front, just classic Tamiya. And then the Fox rear tires. You know, I love the lugs on those. Really, really cool. All right, let's get to the electronics that it does come with. Now this buggy does come with a Hobbywing 1060 speed controller. We're seeing this more and more on Tamiya vehicles. I don't know if that's going to be a permanent thing. I think it's just because of the chip shortage, and that's what's available right now. But it's a good speed controller, and it will work well for this. The only thing is, it does have a Tamiya plug on it, so maybe you want to swap that out to a T plug, or you know, if you got some stick packs lying around still that has a Tamiya connector on it, you're good to go. Also comes with the 540 Mabuchi motor, and they give you 2 pinion gears, and of course, on the spot, I forgot which ones they come with, 15 and an 18. It says it right there on the gear cover plate, which is pretty cool. But I threw the 18 in there because I want as much power as I could get out of the stock system. And let's move on to the body now. So again, you know, we've got the Blockhead Motors graphics package on here. The body does come painted this beautiful blue, and you got to cut the decals out, apply them. The driver figure also comes painted as well. The base area comes all black. The driver's suit is white, and actually the chrome helmet is part of some of the other parts in the kit. So all you have to do is finish off the detailing of the face and apply the decals there. And we got, you know, other neat little details like the roll cage. I just think we should have more RC buggies with roll cages. Look how cool this is. I mean, it just adds to the fun factor of it. There's some window netting in here, and I know somebody's got to nail me on the window netting. It's hard to get this thing to lay flat, and after a little while, I'm like, you know what? I just want to go drive this thing. So I zip tied all the window netting in there. It looks good enough to me. We got, you know, the number plates on the back, pretty neat. And then check this out, the whip antenna with the flag. That just completes everything here. You know, we've got extra lights on the front. I don't think the original one had lights all the way up front, but this one does. And you know, you could actually go put LED lights, LED bulbs in there if you want to, and power that off your receiver. But I think I got everything here. Really cool car, really fun to build. No real things that I need to point out to you, as far as there are a few spots where you have to go thread a machine screw into a piece of metal, and they don't tell you to Loctite it. You should probably Loctite it just so it doesn't back out. And you know, don't get Loctite on these plastics, because it can make some plastics brittle. I'm not sure about these plastics in particular here, but I think that's it. That's all we need to talk about. I need to run out, and we're gonna find some cool spots to take the Wild One for a quick spin. So I decided to take the Wild One to the BMX track. And the reason is, this is where I first started racing RC cars. We ran in the center section and I remember seeing a lot of Wild Ones on the track. And I thought I'd bring back some memories if I drove this car here. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna throw the camera on my head and talk to you about the driving experience. So this spot right here in 1985 is where I ran RC cars. This was my home track. It was just an oval right here in the center section. These jumps actually weren't here. It was just a tabletop. But to us, this was an awesome track. We had so much fun driving here, and I don't think I could really get the oval down with this car. I can't even see over some of these jumps actually, but this is just a fun and memorable spot for me. This car has been a blast. Did you see that? I just cleared that jump. It has been so much fun to drive. Right out of the box, this thing is just so cool. Look at this. Oh man, I love this thing. I really wish I had one when I was younger now. This thing is so cool. It's pretty quick right out of the box. I mean, yes, I do have a LiPo battery in there, but that larger pinion gear just helps it out really. And it's just the perfect speed for this type of car, I think. It's got the right amount of steering. Those rib tires in the front, they don't actually have a lot of edge for traction, but they seem to be working well. And I've rolled this thing a couple times and I'm not even worried about it. It's just so much fun. Look at that. Shreds a little dirt with those Fox tires on the back. It looks so cool. All right, I gotta find another spot, do a couple more jumps with this. It's just too cool. Watch this. Yeah, whoa. All right, so this jump right here has a lip on it, so it gets some pretty decent air off this thing. Watch this. Nice. See how quick that thing is? Look at this. Turns right around. I love the bounce off the drop off. More air. There we go. Look at that. It's pretty plush. Shredding that berm. Love it. I mean, if you have been thinking about getting a re-release, this one, it's the one to get, to be honest with you. I'm gonna be driving this car a lot, I know it. Look at that, it just bounces around the corners. The suspension actually works really well. I wasn't sure how it was gonna work. Those rear springs seem pretty tight. Thought it was gonna be a lot more bouncy, but it's very controllable. Look at that. A little bounce on the landing there. Just a great car. So much fun to build. It looks so cool. So much fun to drive. Ready for this? Yeah! And a wheelie at the end. So cool. All right, guys, why don't we head back to the workshop and we'll wrap up this review. All right, so hear me out here. If you've been thinking about getting a Wild One because you have some memories about it in the past, or you're someone that has been thinking about getting a vintage vehicle from Tamiya, you know, whether it's a re-release or whatever, pull the trigger on this one. This car is an absolute blast. From the moment you start building it, it's got its little challenges here and there, but it is a really fun build. And when you're done, it's such a blast to drive. I had so much fun with it at the BMX track. I could not stop. The only thing that did stop me was I didn't bring enough battery packs with me. And I'm completely honest here. There was just something about it, the old school driving feel, yet it actually handles pretty well. All things considering here, it's a vintage buggy and it handled well. I mean, we've got trailing arms on here. We're used to today's pivot ball suspension and A-arms and H-arms and stuff like that. And it was so much fun and handled so well with this setup on here. You know, the front tires, they don't grab when you're in grass. They push your understeer like a bandit, but you know, in dirt they actually did pretty well. On asphalt it was fun. These Fox tires in the rear would just shred dirt. It was so cool. And the motor, the 540 Mabuchi motor in here with the 18 tooth pinion, and I ran a 7.4 volt LiPo battery in here. It was powered like just right. I was able to clear some of the double jumps there at the BMX track. It would launch this thing into the air and the nose would kind of go up. It's pretty lightweight. And it would just, you know, float in the air, land. Sometimes the front would pop up. It would just add to the fun factor. The Wild One is such a cool vehicle. I had no idea. I really wish I had one when I was younger. I think I would have really enjoyed it then too. But awesome car from Tamiya. I would not steer you away from this thing, whether you just want to go build it up, you know, as a nice shelf queen, or go drive it. I would say just go drive it. I mean, I wanted to keep this thing nice and pristine, you know, just drive it around, but I was so into it. I just went full throttle everywhere with it. I bent my whip antenna, but nothing else broke. It's a tough little car, I believe. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I looked over it and everything seems fine, even the differential. And I'm sorry, I don't know if they changed anything in there. It does have the compressed metal gears on the inside for the gears in the differential, but you know, there is no signs of any wear or anything like that. And I just knocked a tire off a rim because I didn't glue enough in one spot. But this thing would seem to be a tough little machine. It is certainly worthy of anyone's collection. All right, so let me know what you think about the Wild One in the comments section below. Are you going to add one to your RC stable? Did you have one when you were young and that's why you're getting it, or are you going to just get it for a totally new vintage experience? It'd be fun to see what people are picking these up for. While you're down there, if you haven't done so yet, please click that subscribe button and the notifications bell, throw the video a like, and we'll see you back soon for some more RC Driver videos.